All right, what to do, family? It's your favorite host, Mike on the mic, keeping the vibe alive till the wheels fall off. And I'm joined by...
Your favorite girl, Sacoya, you already know.
And that guy, Monte.
And welcome back to the Vibe Perspective Podcast, episode 16, or season 2, episode 6, for all the sticklers. 7? Is it 7?
I think it's 7.
It's 7?
7. 7.
Try 8.
This isn't episode 17.
Episode 6.
It's episode 16.
But is it? We only did 10 episodes last season.
Yeah.
Podcast episodes, yeah. Well, there were other things we released, but it's 10.
My bad.
Okay.
I'm tripping. Extra joints.
Man, yeah, that definitely tells me how your week went. There's probably a lot of things going on. It's a lot of world issues and all types of stuff. But how was you guys' week this past one?
My week was lit. Listen, I don't know.
ATL ho,
But
ATL ho.
showed me a great time. That's all I'm
Out here
saying.
taking trips.
This is
feel it.
small trips,
Shout out to Jay. Hey, birthday, by the way.
Yes, happy birthday, 30, if you know, Dirty 30.
Ooh,
Shout out
big
to you.
30.
Yeah,
I
you
can
guys
wait.
are crazy.
I can wait till I get to
Yeah, man. My week was good too. My week is filled with productivity. I got a good amount of rest, which is also a good thing. I mean, I'm kind of weird now because my schedule's kind of off. Like my sleeping is kind of weird, but I'm getting more out of my sleep and I'm appreciating those hours I'm getting. Yeah, for sure. There's a lot of decompressing happening this week. Just getting things in perspective and moving forward for the next plans. And we got a lot of things planned for this podcast and a lot of things that we're going to be trying out in the near future. And we want to get you guys' perspectives. As always, subscribe to the channel, click that like button,
Yes.
hit that
Comment,
join
comment,
button, comment,
all that.
leave anything about the podcast, any part of your perspective that you think was interesting or something we didn't talk about that you wanted us to get into. Leave that here right now. Do that.
Drop it.
Yeah, it's a lot of stuff going on, man.
Yeah, it is.
It's, we still in this war phase. It's like weird middle ground where we like about to drop the nukes,
Yeah.
about to probably not drop the nukes, but
Gotta
then
watch
we
the sky.
like you never know.
2 days you gotta watch the
Look
sky.
out.
You never know. I mean, our current administration, Joe Biden and his White House, and Kamala Harris, just
But, I mean, Putin said he gonna try his best not to drop no bombs. So
try his best
Try
with
his
these
best.
niggas.
That don't sound like
we gonna see how.
Man.
a try. Like, nah, you
We
know
gonna
for
try.
sure that
Man.
you ain't even finna try.
We're gonna try not to make this a nuclear war.
Try not to,
finna
yeah.
drop
Well,
them.
clearly he's putting his line in the sand on who he's on the side of. Like, America's like 1,000% on the side of Ukrainians and the Negro.
Yeah.
Absolutely is in love with the Ukrainian struggle for some reason. I don't know why. I don't know why people make black problems like global problems all the time. I feel like we gotta stop doing that. Neither here nor there, but the administration is giving aid to the Ukrainian government and the military. I think the whole package about $2 billion is like an $800 million stimulus they just dropped. And all the while black people are just suffering.
Yeah.
Uh,
Been suffering. Continue to suffer.
Man,
And y'all just look around and be like, oh, let's pick this problem and let's take care of. Like, no.
yeah.
Right, man. Cultivate your own garden. Fix the home.
And that tells you about the people, right? Like our community is like rallying behind the Ukrainian military. Like they're 300, like we mentioned before. And it's like our struggle is what we know it to be, and it's been here for 400 plus years. And even through that, we're still on the side of the underdog. Like we're still like trying to help others. Like we're,
Yeah.
it's crazy.
Like the fake HU.
Oh man, Hampton. Hampton Institute.
Yes.
HI. Hi.
I mean, it ain't nothing
Hello,
really groundbreaking,
Hampton.
but they're
Hi,
you know,
here's some money.
Yeah, for sure, man. They just throwing money. Everybody throwing money. Like Hampton throwing money to these Ukrainian students.
It's also to
Like-
other international students. They're giving, they're offering, them to continue their education for free for the summer of 2022. So it's Ukrainian
So
students
just the summer.
and other international students, yes, for the summer of 2022. I don't know if they plan to do more, but I know a lot of black folks that could use that opportunity.
And I thought Hampton had money. They only got
Right.
enough for a summer.
I know black folks that lived in neighborhoods that can be described as war zones.
Yeah, for sure.
They could use
Yeah.
some,
Art school and
What is it? Lowndes County, Alabama, right now is a
classes
third
for
world
the
country.
summer.
That's what who said it? The United Nations UN came to the America and was like, yo, this is a third world country we're walking through. Like yo, like talking about hookworms and yards and like fucking sewage, raw sewage, and people like man living next to companies who dump toxic waste, dump nuclear waste, like bro.
Like, I'm pretty sure they could have used a little opportunity for you. Only giving people a summer session, so you could have did some like professional classes or something, gave it out to some people that needed it. Man. I mean, they're here in college.
Shout out to the supporting though. We don't want to knock nobody showing any type of support, but at the same time, take care. Take care
of home. Literally what we were just saying.
Yeah, like the Congressional Black Caucus is like trying to help the aid for Ukraine. Like the NAACP is like sending their like support, and I'm just like, bro, like where are the priorities here? Like if anything, you don't ever see. And not even just about like racial things, like because like the Congressional Black Caucus and like NAACP was literal organizations created because of race and the issues of racism, and it's like not even dealing with race. Like you'll never see fucking like the Hispanic Congressional Caucus like fighting for black issues or like and like just I said before, we're like our people are such a people that like we're willing to help your cause even if you are nowhere to be found when we're asking for help with ours. Right. It's like yo, like if anybody deserves aid, it's people who are doing that to me, and we're just here. This is 2022 and we're still dealing with this. Man it's nuts.
When is it gonna end?
When is it gonna end, man?
Who knows, man? Yeah. Dealing with these people.
And that's the thing. They just try to give you distractions in the meantime. Like, they try to give you like things to like get your attention away from how bad the situation is for not just black people, but like really, black people globally. We talk about like a global issue of like racism and white supremacy. Like, and I'm talking about black people, like African American people. It's a bigger issue at hand. And I think there's an order. There's a priority at which you got to tackle these issues. But in the meantime, they're going to just, make sure you don't know about any of them, let alone the global issue, let alone the, things that people are dealing with, not even, in just black countries, but like in Europe, black people who, and one of those ways that they distract you is like doing like award shows, like reality TV, fucking music. They try really, really hard to make music the distraction. I think in a lot of times you see hip hop being that thing. Yeah. And whether or not, I think we have a role for hip hop to be able to tell our stories and tell our struggles. I think it can be used to weaponize ignorance, against black people. And, take it how you want it. You have, some folks who are doing the right thing with their music. And hopefully they get credited. We see like award shows and stuff, and you see people get wrongly selected all the time. Fucking, apparently Giveon's a pop artist.
Yeah, like what?
According to the iHeart Music Awards.
Part of popular culture and popular music.
But that
white popular culture, white popular music.
That's not what I thought pop was, but I guess. Like,
yeah, I've never heard of Giveon make a pop song. Actually,
how do you pronounce it? Is it Giveon or is it Giveon? Because I be saying Giveon.
Say Giveon, but I
don't. I think it's Giveon.
It's Giveon? Okay.
Hey, so I've actually answered this before, but it's not Giveon, Giveon, or Giveon. It's actually Giveon. So there you go.
He said it. He be saying it like that.
Yeah.
Okay. See, I don't know.
I'm trying to remember the album in my head when his mom said it on the track, and I think she said Giveon.
Yeah.
Possible.
Hopefully he wins the best pop new pop artist.
I think he did win.
He did?
No, he didn't.
He didn't win.
He didn't win.
He won something.
That's crazy. How you miscategorize an artist and then
I think it was another artist of the year or something. He won something.
Male artist of the year, they had Drake, Ed Sheeran, Justin Bieber, Lil Nas won male artist of the year in the weekend.
Wow. Best new R&B artist is what he won.
Best new R&B artist. Okay, I ain't see that category.
Is that Chloe, Giveon, Tone Stith, Van Jess, and Vito.
So how y'all put him in the
Vito.
pop category?
Look at him.
Hi, Vito. I see you, man.
All right, man.
First of all, how big is the fucking iHeart
about
Music
38.
Awards? It's like, who are these niggas?
I'm assuming this is based off of like streams, like type stuff, or is it actually people picking the winners of this, like the standard award show?
Well, iHeartRadio is basically what it sounds like. It's all like anybody that's making radio hits,
Right.
And a lot of it is fan base, but most of the big name titles, I guess that you call it, is like organization based, like voter,
yeah.
Oh, okay.
Grammy, you know how they club shit based.
Mm-hmm.
But I mean, everybody on who's nominated is valid, like artists, I guess, within their own field and within their own rights. But it's just like with anything, with any white award shows, they like to blur those lines and really try to get white people in as many of those fields as possible to win in those awards in areas that make absolutely no sense.
No sense.
Like Justin Bieber winning R&B album of the year, which made no sense. Where nigga, like type shit.
Yeah, exactly. That's probably the only album they really listen to, and I mean they as in you know who I'm talking about. You know, and that's the thing. Like, that's the reason why people don't even fucking watch award shows, because award shows, to me, are the reason, like, are the thing that's wrong with a lot of these like types of music, specifically R&B, hip hop, neo soul, like these kind of genres. The people who are in charge are white, so they get to interpret what these genres are and sound like, and get to interpret who is in what. And that's like, first of all, you don't even really know.
Like, you don't know a thing.
And if you did know, you wouldn't be at any place of authority to be able to tell somebody where they are. Yeah. If anything, the artist determines that. And even if and a lot of times they don't even determine it. They just make their music, and it just ends up being this sort of thing. That's why I think, like, that's why there are issues with award shows, because they're just so out of base, or out of touch, or off base, I should say. Like, they don't have people who are actually consuming the music to like live their lives, to make the decisions on what is not only good, but where things sit in the kind of the category of things. You know, I think it should be up to the people who, you know, are the closest to the music. I think one of the things we could do for award shows is like get people who are from the city of the artist. You know, I think that's one thing.
So like the People's Choice Awards.
Yeah, kind of, sort of, but more black.
Blacker.
Yeah, for sure. I just think it's so many things wrong, and I think a lot of the reasons come from being out of touch and not really knowing on the ground what these songs mean.
Wants to take over,
you know, yeah,
for real.
And power.
Because if you really, you know, like judge these people and based off of their music and their songs, I feel like it's just gonna be all black people winning a lot of things, and they don't like that. That's just my opinion.
Yeah.
You know, white people got a couple things, but that's a few.
Like country, they can have that.
they got that stuff, I guess.
Yeah.
Kane Brown look half black though. Is Kane Brown black?
Kane Brown?
Who?
I probably do, but I just like the name and face escapes me.
But I can't get the face. You know, y'all know I don't know faces.
Yeah, man. No, for sure. I gotta brush up on my Kane Brown. Mm-hmm. Sorry, brother.
I don't know if I can get into it, but I'll try, I guess.
He's not too much of the twangy.
Twangy is how you describe somebody.
Yeah.
That's great.
That one song.
I mean, just don't make me want to listen to him.
I know about 3 country songs, and that's about it.
Man, Rascal Flatts is like the only country artist I know, for real. Like in a real way.
I'm gonna need you to expand your repertoire. That's wild.
Haven't listened to 10 songs yet, but it's over 3. No, shout out to Rascal Flatts, man.
Terrible.
He need to get some black people in there. Could be better. You know, yeah, man. But that's the thing. Like, this award show thing is, I think the entire concept of where we are right now for award shows is wrong, and we need to get further to the right way of doing things, which is letting people who are closest to the music make those decisions. Yeah. And what Jay Prince is doing, what I've seen on Instagram, shout out to Justin, our editing manager, sending me this information, that Jay Prince apparently is trying to make his own sort of award show, or sort of black Grammys in a way, the same night that the Grammys is supposed to tape live. and he's trying to do it in Vegas. I think is it happening in Vegas too? Is the Grammys happening in Vegas? If it is, that would be even more of a power movie. Like, yo, just come across the street, come to Death Row, come to Rap a Lot. You know, but yeah, no, I think that is certainly one of the moves we need to see from someone who has a voice in the culture, has an authority in the culture. Even though Jay Prince did that fuck shit when it came to Joe Rogan, I feel like he probably was doing the political thing because he knew he was going to announce this, and this needs to actually go really well. And maybe a couple white people need to be involved, you know? And so before I drop this big thing, Joe Rogan, you good. Like, man.
He's not.
He's never been good.
Never, ever.
Never been good.
Ever.
Like,
ever.
Like, for real, you know? And that's the thing. I think just like Donnell Rawlins came out and said against, like, Dave Chappelle when that whole thing happened, like, I think he was doing the political thing. Like, I think he was trying to keep good ratings for his podcast, keep good ratings on his tour. He didn't want to fuck anything up. So let me just get on the side of the white people, whatever, you know, general consensus is for them, and double down on that thing, you know, and just make light of whatever real issues that are happening here. So I think that's a common thing. Now knowing that, how do you guys feel about this Black Grammy Awards?
I'm always here for anything Black entertainment. So
honestly,
if we take it over and doing
except for
thing,
BET.
I mean, that's cool. I mean, BET they just get it wrong a lot of the time, and that's
all the
why I have a
time,
problem
just
with
wrong.
BET, they just get it wrong a lot of the time, and they have a habit of like misrepresenting. Like, how you misrepresent yourself? That just.
How?
But anyway,
is it really yourself? Never mind.
It's white people behind them.
Keep going.
You know, but anyway.
Shout out Bob Johnson.
But yeah, if it's like authentic, that gives way for a lot of more underground artists to come through and showcase what they can do.
Yeah.
Definitely gives like way for a lot of like a plethora of different styles of rap, of R&B, possibly even, you feel me, Black country artists, you feel me, coming through doing their thing and shit like that.
Could be dope.
It could be real, literally.
Lil Nas X got his second wind.
When you talk, right, when you're talking about the Grammys, because it incorporates all music, so it's not just hip hop, it's not just R&B, and there are Black people in all different forms of music. So.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah, I'm in agreement there, but I don't know. Part of me is kind of like, does this play into this whole, you know, the whole mindset of like, oh, all the, you know, that picture of all those famous people, all the famous guys that's together, and people were like, all of these wealthy people, we need to make our own doctors building, like doctors offices.
Yeah, we need to just
we
build
need to
our
have
own.
Like, we can have our own community. Like, you can put. It's like.
Yeah, that's actually interesting. Yeah.
I don't know. Like, I just feel like, yes, you can do this, but also, like, do you need these white people to give you what you need to make it happen? Are you able to pull it off on your own, or do you need them? Because then it's gonna be like, is it really all Black?
Right. Just put yourself back in the same situation.
Yeah, that you were already in.
Yeah, that's actually interesting. You mentioned that because we're gonna bring up Diddy a little bit later, but like the Black mogul individuals we kind of place these titles on in hip hop, it's like even at whatever billion, and best believe Diddy is not a billionaire, but whatever billion number you have, and a lot of times it's under 10, like even with this capital, you still aren't able to just recreate industry because it's about access, and it's about people who have had this access for the last, I don't know, 100 years, 60 years mainly, and now they own the keys and the house and the building that surrounds it with the security guards, which all they own. And it's like, just to even get to the door, what do you got to do, you know? And that's the whole thing. I wish that we were able to do something like that. That's why Jay Prince, I think, when he had posted the thing about the Black Grammys, he had tagged Nicki Minaj, Kanye, The Weeknd, Drake, and somebody else. That was just those. It was Joseph Bieber. But like, these are high level people in hip hop or whatever, and I'm sure have a pretty decent amount of revenue to be able to kind of make things happen, and have capital.
Yeah.
And if that's the case, and if he does need some access capital that he isn't able to, you know, just kind of tap into, then it's like that, what you just said does really ring true here. And that could be a factor in which could determine whether or not this is actually a splash. Like, this actually does really well. You know, this actually becomes something that can scale and be as huge as the Grammys, if not huger, with just black support. You know, and I think what I said before, you know, the whole mindset of we're just gonna, you know, march, you know, and we're just gonna, you know, boycott, you know, the thing worked in the 60s for a reason, because the economy was completely different. Now today, you boycotting this Wells Fargo outside of this one bank, or all 50 of you guys taking out your accounts, won't mean jack shit to this organizational institution that, you know, has been able to kind of calcify capital over time. Right. I think we need to be able to, you know, do something that's meaningful. And I think without a real, you know, injection of financial capital into black people, it becomes a hard task to pull off.
Yeah, and then also, like, what is going to make this new award so valuable or so lucrative?
Yeah.
Like, is it just because it's coming from black people? Because like I can get that validation from
Stealing.
my community. You feel me? I can get that validation anywhere. I can get that validation on a daily basis from my family, from my friends, you feel me? From a multitude of places. So, in addition to us having, you know, the resources to be able to build it, you also need to have the resources to be able to sustain it. Yeah. To be have the resources to be able to get artists or entertainers interested and invested in, you know, attaining this award, whatever it is, and what, you know, what does that
Because there's a reason
mean?
the Grammys is considered the Grammy,
right?
You know? Like, you
and
can't
the
just
Stellar
be like, I got a new
Awards
award. Like, they were like, okay,
the Stellar
what does that
Awards.
mean?
What does that do for you?
Yeah,
what does that
like,
grant you, like, you know.
Now I think about it, isn't the Stellar Awards pretty much a black award show?
I think so.
Like, it's for gospel artists, but like it's a pretty much just mainly black people there, I think, if I'm not mistaken. I mean, you know, correct me if I'm wrong. But there are like black award shows that already exist, right? Technically?
Yeah.
Technically.
BET Awards.
I mean, is that all didn't Macklemore
What's
win
the,
something there? Like one of them times?
What's the one they be doing on
Am
Bounce?
I mixing award shows? This is how you know I don't watch
Justin
them.
Bieber
The
wins
Soul Train
BET
Awards.
all the time. Soul Train Awards.
Yeah, like how the fuck is he able to win a fucking Soul Train award? I'd be pissed off. This nigga won over me. Or a BET award. Justin Bieber won over me?
It happens frequently.
Like,
Justin
oh my
Timberlake
like
has
that
won
Oh
BET
my
Awards.
God.
Really need to let the music speak for itself, like, because
for
whenever
sure.
you let other people, outside influences, it just becomes a mess.
We need to bring like
Somebody can get bribed, somebody can like it just becomes like all this extra shit. Just to let the numbers speak. That's what
we need to let freestyling and like performing live like be a real litmus test again. You know, of like whether you got it or not.
I'm with that.
You know what I'm saying? Similar to how like any politician that's running for anything, you need to have them debate. Like, you need to see them up front on stage, you know. And shout out to Irony Ose Frimpong, who actually really put this in a really really nice way. He was talking about Nancy Pelosi and the fact that like nobody's able to beat her because they can't debate her. Like, and there's nothing written that makes you able to like literally stand on the stage 45 to an hour and just ask questions, and then we talk like me and you, the candidates, have each other have questions and answers and have like a point. Like, because I gotta know what you stand for. I gotta know what you're about. Like, it's like being a platinum selling artist with one song. Like, I don't truly know you. You know, how can I really support you? How can I like, you know, do these things? And it's like, it's too many artists now for me not to be skeptical a lot of times when I'm seeing artists and their big songs and their smash hits. And it's like, I think one of these award shows, one of these black centered, targeted and owned businesses could get to the root of a lot of this. And it'll kind of, you know, weed through and chop the fat off and just really get to some of the greats that we have that are uncovered. I mean, that are covered up, that we can uncover them. You know, I think that could be the platform for them. And I hope we could. I hope it goes well. I hope he can get, you know, hit a stain or something, you know what I'm saying? Get a large amount of money.
Get your shit off, big fan.
Yeah.
You know, blackmail
I
some corporate
support.
billionaire.
Go ahead, I'm gonna watch it.
Yeah, for sure. I'm definitely watching.
What's up?
At the very least, it will be entertaining. I know
Yes.
that.
Oh,
Yes,
for sure.
yes.
For sure.
Pull it off right now.
But yeah, one of the people he had tagged, Jay Prince, had tagged was Nicki Minaj. And I think there's a large conversation about Nicki Minaj's place in hip hop right now and what her legacy is and what does she mean to hip hop. And there was a podcast she did where she was interviewed by Joe Budden. And they talked about her career and kind of her influence over time and, you know, her being in the game for this song, I think like since like 2007, 2008. And, you know, to me, I think we don't give Nicki Minaj enough credit for literally how much of her we're seeing every single day, like in a lot of female artists. And at the time, we probably didn't realize how like iconic it was. And shout out to all the Barbs or whatever, because I think they seen it. You know, I certainly was. I mean, I loved her raps because I felt like she was one of the most talented artists, you know, in general. But like they seen something, you know, they were invested. It was like a cult, you know, for a reason.
I don't know,
now I can see now.
Can't rap itty bitty piggy. Like I don't know if you don't know what the
it's
rap
like a cultural staple now.
You're strange if you don't know it. Like,
you know,
that's how people look at you.
and I think they seen it early, and I think it means something now that she's able to kind of carve out this legacy where pretty much every new female artist is doing something or other what Nicki Minaj kind of did. You know, what did you guys think about her impact over time?
Definitely unquestionable. And to see her like overcome all the shit that she's had to overcome from like ghostwriter rumors and, you know, Nicki can't write her own bars. And,
I blame Drake.
Right. Like, you feel me? Like, and all that shit for her to be able to stand on, you know, what she's standing now. For her to be able to like have the type of influence to make a way for, you know, Cardi B to be as big as she is right now, for Coi Leray to be as big as she is right now, for all these artists to be able to have a name for themselves in female hip hop when it was at like a drought. Like you wasn't really seeing that many female hip hop artists after like Eve, the Brat. Like that was pretty much the one from the culmination where you had, I mean, Remy Ma type shit.
Lil
like
Kim,
Lil Kim. That era after that, it was gone. It was pretty much non-existent. Yeah. And then you get Nicki that comes back and, you feel me, she
brings the
sparks
feeling
a whole
back.
new revolution. And now it's, you feel me, you can't look left or right without seeing a new female hip hop artist. You know? And that's good. That's good for the music culture. So yeah, her place is undeniable. She did that. Nobody else did that. She did that.
Yeah, I can agree. She came out at a time where like she mentioned in her interview where like social media was really becoming a thing. So like being a female rap artist, you have to think about how all of the scrutiny she was getting via online, just from
blogs,
people. It was just so many stories, just like so much stuff going on, like trying to like hinder her from doing like being great, honestly. Just like little nitpicking stuff, like just because she is a female, you know, in the industry. But definitely, well, I brought up a few things about Young Blue previously, but he actually tweeted about you know, giving her accolades, saying like, you know, she is the GOAT, she is one of the greatest of all time, and she needs to be in the conversations. She is the one. Like, I don't know what else to say. Like,
the GOAT though,
I don't know about it. Why? But why not? Why wouldn't she be considered a GOAT?
Well, a GOAT, sure.
Not the a GOAT, I guess. I'm sorry, I misspoke with the GOAT.
I mean, because I love Nicki, but when I like think about the most impactful female rapper in my mind, over like hip hop in general, I think of Queen Latifah. Like,
really?
I don't see anybody
not Kim. I think of Lil Kim.
I don't think of Kim. I think of Queen.
Yeah, true. I mean, they both have very large impact in general.
Yeah, but I think that you have to think about the style of rap also and the time. You know, because a lot of people say they gravitated towards Lil Kim because how vulgar she spit, and same as Foxy Brown and you know, the others. So it's like, I don't think they're in the same kind of.
We're getting in a weird, almost modern conversation, because I think a lot of people that compare like Jay-Z to like some of the older kind of 90s greats view Jay-Z as the better because of the longevity. So because of his relevancy over time, he's able to sustain a larger career, whether or not he made a lot of money, but like he was able to be, you know, supremely relevant for a long amount of time and then have a great catalog to go with it. If we're using that same criteria for female artists or female rappers, specifically like those of Nicki Minaj, then that really puts her in a really, really high spot, like that above a Queen Latifah or a Lil Kim. because of how long she's able to kind of still create music, still be at a high level rapping, still have an ongoing influence on other artists, not just, the culture, which she does, but like other new artists like are just coming out, and now they got the pink wig, and now they got the, and
you also, not to cut you off,
yeah, you good.
But then you also got to think about, and it just popped into my head, Missy. Like Missy is a staple. You feel me?
But
female
Missy and Nicki in the verses, who will win?
That's hard because Missy got bops. Man.
She do. Best believe.
Minaj.
I'm not putting no bullshit artists in the verses, by the way. It's like 2 9s going crazy, or like a 10 and a 9.9.
They're like in different eras, so it's like it's hard to judge.
I'll give you guys one better. I'm sorry, because in the interview with Joe Budden, she talked about doing a versus with Lil' Kim.
And
who was the only viable option to me.
She said I'm actually glad they made amends or whatever they happened to do, but and are considering a versus or together, but
oh no, I'm not that extensive of a Lil' Kim fan, and y'all might be like, kill me in the comments, whatever. Cool. Not to say she's not a great rapper, but I'm not that extensive of a Lil' Kim fan. I don't even know if she has a deep enough catalog to fuck with Nicki, to be honest with you.
I think she does, but the thing is, like, the verses doesn't really get to the heart of, like, truly intelligently sorting through song versus song. It's not even a conversation. Or I think, low-key, a versus should come with a debate. Like, I think a versus should have a moment where we play the songs, and then right afterwards, there's, like, a 2-minute, like, almost, like, mock trial, like, opening statements and shit, and a rebuttal. Like, it should be you actually pleading the case
my beat
of...
was better than yours.
and then you can get as smart as you want. Like, you can get into, like, how higher the quality of bars were, like, some of the metaphors you're using, and then, like, the implementation of those and the time that we're using. Like, if all of that was intentional, get your shit off. You know what I'm saying? Like, tell us, give us the story behind it. And I think it's really about the public perception. It's about like who loves the songs more. It's about who in the live is higher of a majority audience who are listening to those songs at that time.
Right.
So it's like you could get like 90% of the audience is Barb's fans, because like how many Lil' Kim stans are there that are like still,
that's gonna know
searching for a Lil' Kim song. And 9 times out of 10, if you were a stan, you probably do fuck with Nicki. So you probably know a lot of her songs too. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? So to me, it could just be, I don't think it's a good litmus test, but I think it's something there. But I think if you did Lil' Kim versus Nicki Minaj, it could go either way. Because, it's weird like that. Like, people are weird online. Like, they can just, like, decide to love Lil' Kim tomorrow. And who knows if it's, like, farms or your phone's fucking getting on, spamming comments or some shit. But, yeah, no, it's crazy. But in speaking of, Nicki Minaj and her impact and Coi Leray, they actually dropped a new song called Blick Blick. And... that it goes pretty crazy. Not gonna lie, like I can certainly see it living in a club, and I'm actually now whenever I see 2 popular female artists get on a song, I know it's gonna go crazy. I know it's gonna be money involved too. Like,
did they play this weekend?
I think I did hear it. There's a lot of Hennessy. I think I might have heard it. I'm not sure. I can't remember. I can't be certain.
I think why was she so upset about people knowing that they were going to be on a song together if they're in fact on a song together and you released it like
who
not
knows?
That much longer after.
Maybe it was leaked early or something and she didn't want nobody to know.
No, it was just her dad, Coi Leray's dad, said that they were going to be on a song together and Nicki Minaj denied it, and everybody was pissed off because, like, why are you telling people's business? But anyway,
yeah, you leaked it. Wasn't supposed to. Then we got a deadline.
Surprise, nigga.
But yeah, no. Whenever I see 2 female artists team up on a song, I know that it's gonna go crazy. Like they putting a lot of money into the production. I can hear the mixing is usually really fucking good. Like, I can hear every single word they're saying, even when it's 808s behind them, like 13 other instruments, whatever the fuck. I know exactly what they're saying, and they're anthems, and like women know them, and they'll like scream them at the club. It's crazy. Blick Blick is certainly one of those joints that'll be here for a while. They actually got on a live, Coi Leray and Nicki Minaj, and I don't know how to feel about the live because like Nicki was kind of being a little weird. Like, okay, so I think if you're an artist, you're entitled to some privacy. Like you got a
Yes.
certain level of like,
I agree.
you don't got to tell everybody everything or like be completely transparent with the audience. Like, owe them shit.
Yep.
You know what I'm saying? Like but I feel like this age, people feel like they're owed everything about every detail of people's lives.
Yeah.
And Nicki Minaj actually asked Coi Leray, like, straight up, are you a lesbian? Like, straight up, like.
Don't need to filter on my makeup. Koi, you're not a lesbian, right, Koi? No. I like dick. Are you bisexual? No, I ate pussy before though, but I mean. You did? Yeah, it just wasn't for me. After you was up in it, that's when you realized? After I was in it, that's when I realized that. I was like, listen, this is not for me. This is not my type of thing. You know what it is, Nikki? I like a man's touch.
And nigga's kind of insensitive. Nigga's a little bit,
Isn't she dating a guy?
I'm not sure. I haven't followed up.
She's dating a guy, or she was.
Probably, yeah.
Yeah, nice hair. That's all I remember about him. I don't remember nothing else.
Like, what does it got to do with the conversation?
Yeah.
Like, why are you forcing it? Like, ma'am.
And then she goes to suggest that young M.A. may be her type.
Like, why? Like, why do people do this? Like,
hey, yo, can you imagine young M.A. and Coi Leray?
That was definitely just a mental image I just had.
yeah, like, bro, why do you gotta do this?
Where is young M.A.? I haven't seen her in a while.
Somewhere with Halle Berry.
Hey, yo.
Somewhere with Halle Berry.
No, for real? Stop playing.
No, well, don't y'all remember that thing where she met Halle Berry and Halle Berry was all flirting with her? Y'all ain't remember? And they was flirting with each other.
Hey, yo,
man, all right, y'all get
man. Listen,
that's crazy.
No, we talk about Jada being dangerous. I'm certain that Halle Berry is much more her senior.
Berry,
she taught her the way of being dangerous, of the entanglement. I showed you the way.
Is Halle Berry married?
I don't think she is.
Shit.
And if she is, you don't see that nigga.
No. I think she probably was. Like, they always was at some point, if they ain't now.
Hey, that's crazy.
We gotta stay out the way.
But my thing is, like, what you were saying reminds me of when we watched that interview. I showed that interview where they was interviewing the guy from Power. Zeke,
I'm ready.
Yeah, him. And they were just forcing it. The dude was trying to ask him if he was gay, and like he was just forcing it, and he was just like, I don't want to talk about that. And
I think that's Queen's Flip.
Like, relax, leave these people alone. They don't have to tell you about their lives. Like,
yeah, that was crazy, bro.
You're here for the music or the show or whatever you here to interview me for. Relax, like.
I wish his manager would have stepped up and said something, like in the background, like, yo, like, he just told you 5 fucking times he's not going to be talking about his sexual life, and you still asking him, like, why don't we just dip, like fucking Malik Yoba did, and he just straight up and dip. Like, he was about to wreck other dude who was like, oh yeah, like, you are like tipping around the idea that he might be like into transsexual men or like into like, being anything. Like, I'm like, bro, first of all, you seen a small video of something or like a clip of something, and you tell me what my sexuality is. Like, you tell me like who I am, who I like. Right. Like, bro, like what gives you the gall, bro?
Like really?
Like, you don't know shit, and then I tell you not to talk about it, and then you talk about it, and then try to like.
Who raised you? You don't got no manners.
Like, yo. Yeah. Like, if I was him, I would have been dead.
Just answer your questions while you just disrespect.
Like, bro,
come on,
bro, you invited me. Cut the cameras out.
Cut the camera. Insert that Jocelyn John. Like,
you say that so we have the principal and next question, Tamika. Stop trying to motherfucking play me for you don't get what you need. Next question, Tamika.
Hey, yo.
Move along.
Hey, yo, shout out to Jocelyn's Cabaret. They about to get overshadowed by Bad Boys Club. I know you guys have seen the
chair throwing scenes.
Oh my god.
The newest trailer, did you see that?
Motherfuckers scrapping.
Fights everywhere.
Going crazy. That's why I like Bad Girls Club, though, because of the fights.
Tang Durag. I don't know your name yet, but You need to stop all that fighting because all I seen was you.
In like 6 scenes, it was him. It was just him. Is he the Judy and shit of the season and shit?
Judy?
Hey, yo.
Don't aim to be the Judy.
Don't ever aim to be the Judy.
Judy, I hope Judy is doing all right.
Yeah,
honestly.
Man.
Probably
I like
getting
Judy.
Beat up now.
Got the voodoo for you bitches. Okay?
Hey, yo. I'm dead. Jocelyn's Cabaret.
That was also a Nikki line.
Oh. Well.
Look at her legacy. Right there.
Yeah. Look at that.
Speaking of meaningless shows, man, Empire. So,
wow, that's fucked up.
Man, how meaningless of a show. Is Empire still on?
No, I don't think so. But it had like 9 or 10 good.
I ain't watched that when
Wait, they
Lucius,
had 10 seasons?
I think they had like 9
when
seasons,
Lucius
9
had the
Damn.
braids or the locks or whatever it was. That's when I started watching. I don't know.
Damn. Does he bring the hustle and flow bars back? You know, it's hard out here.
He was hustling flow bars through that whole goddamn
the whole thing.
Come on, man.
And he was like doing some like country singing here and there.
Yeah,
I could never really tell what type of artist Lucius was.
No,
when he
for
was,
He was trying to be Lil Nas X. I get it.
Everywhere.
He was doing everything.
He had
This
the
man-
ear for it all.
I get
okay?
He was doing everything.
I get it.
I don't know.
Wait, but
I don't
wasn't
know how he
his
got
son
rich.
like the good one? Wasn't he like good at R&B or something like
Yeah.
Juicy.
Smollett? Yes, I'm referring to him.
Yeah, 2 sons is good.
Yeah.
One was a singer and one
One
was a rapper.
But he was just ain't decide. He just kind of did everything.
Apparently, I don't know. Cookie was making the beats and Lucius was.
Hey, yo,
playing the
not Cookie
guitar
making the beat.
and
Cookie
I
was
don't
finding
know
the
what was happening.
artist. Cookie had the
Oh,
ear
Cookie
for
was the
artist.
A&R.
Yeah.
Cookie was the A&R. Yeah, Cookie
See,
had all the.
we don't got them no more. No more
And
artist
Boo Boo
development.
Boo Boo Kitty was at some point too. But anyway, that's beside the point.
Y'all heard what happened to the Juicy.
Yeah,
Right.
Yeah.
Speaking of insensitivity of LGBT community members, Jesse's brother, or should I say Juicy's brother, had made a pretty stark statement, I should say, about the fact that, you know, Jesse went to jail because he is a homosexual black man. And if he was a heterosexual black man, that this wouldn't have gotten as far as it did. I believe he's mentioned that he wouldn't have went to jail. And what do you guys think about that, about just his comments and kind of the scenario with Jesse and his jail time that we've seen and his outbursts?
Well, one, I don't think that he singularly meant that he wouldn't have went to jail. I think that was like encompassed in the statement, but I think that he meant that the entire case wouldn't have went as far like as it's gotten. I think that he, like, his point was saying that if Jesse was a straight male, then no one would be saying that he's lying. Like, people would have been more readily, I guess, inclined to believe his wild accusations. So like that and that's what I think. And to your point, I think that's like even wilder. Like that they would that he would feel that way. I do like. I think that at this point in time, like, people are trying to like conflate different ideas and like different issues.
Yeah.
Because LGBTQ, you know, rights and I guess disparities have nothing like to do with this particular with not they don't have anything to do with this situation, but those disparities don't really have the bearing that he's trying to say that they do.
Yeah.
You know. It's like it's just like he's just trying to, you know, grasp at straws because yes, Jesse is receiving, you feel me, unjust punishment for the crime.
Unjuicy.
I agree,
Yeah.
Unjuicy punishment for the crime. I agree with that. Yes, but it's not black people's fault. And
right.
It's not definitely not black people and their internalizations with LGBTQ, you know, culture and that all those three things don't intertwine.
Because I would say when it first came out, I didn't think like, oh, he was lying. I was just like, dang, that's messed up. Like, that happened to him. Like, you know, you know,
God,
I ain't gonna automatically think that he lying, but as the stuff came out, it was just like we found out you were, and it just it hurt us because we were defending you. Like, at least I was like y'all need to give him a chance.
Cue the Tyra meme.
I was rooting for you, man, and you just really let us down. So I think now you're seeing that people are like, man, whatever, just let it go, because that's what the comments are like. just do your time, let it go. Like, just, you know, you should
Hold
never
that
did that.
L.
You know, hold
Yeah.
the L. Which is, they have a right to think so because you came out and lied to us all. So,
To be honest, like, I hope he is lying. Because if he isn't, right, then what are the implications of him actually not lying? Which means that, one, that the entire police report and the people who had came to confess to doing the thing, the two brothers or whatever, who he's apparently had sexual relations with, like, all of those were faked. And an entire investigation around this actual incident that probably that he's saying happened was faked and covered up. And he's getting put in jail. And, you know, I
He's
guess
out of
put on
jail, by the
suicide
way.
watch, so
Yeah.
he's out of jail with, you know.
He did
you
5
know.
days, 6 days.
he was there on the phone with his lawyer, like,
Yeah, he
listen
did
Yeah.
here,
He's good.
get me out.
And that's the thing, like, I hope he is lying, you know, because if he isn't, then that's a very much more dangerous and ready threat on his life.
Yeah.
And I really hope that he doesn't have to endure something like that, because the stress that's involved with that would be nuts, you know.
Right.
And we've certainly seen police unions and, you know, state and city police officers definitely do their own individual scare tactics and individual, like, you know, cover-ups. So
And I think that's the picture he was trying to paint, like, in the courtroom after the judge handed
The
down
outburst.
sentence. Yeah, the outburst where he was like, you know, if anything happens to me, I didn't kill myself. I'm not suicidal. Just trying to.
wait,
like,
what'd you say?
Yeah, he said like 20 times. And I'm about to, not
Wait,
about to
what'd you say?
Not about to repeat it.
Oh, okay, cool.
But yeah, I think that's a picture that he was trying to paint where, like, if I'm telling the truth, this is like all a big conspiracy, and you feel me, something's going to happen to me as a result of that. And to your point, like, if he is telling the truth, then that's one hell of a fucking conspiracy.
Yeah.
But if he's lying, like, to go that far, bro,
Yeah,
like,
that's nuts. Like, hold down.
hold the hell, yeah.
Yeah, that shit is absolutely crazy, man. Like,
But he out of jail now. He got I think
5 days. Damn.
He did 6 days.
6
I think he
days.
got, like, 6 months or 8 months or something like that of probation.
Oh,
Juicy
Yeah.
was like, yeah, I felt like he should have got the probation to begin with.
yeah,
Yeah, there was no reason why he should have realistically seen jail time
yeah. Honestly,
for that crime.
Yeah, I feel like that gets because he lied to the police and whoever else. And,
yeah,
you
falsifying
know,
statements and shit.
Yeah, but it's like probation that man and quit playing. How
Yeah.
many days did they give him originally?
They ain't put that old ass woman who accused Emmett Till of raping her in jail.
Right after she admitted. Never mind. She admitted to doing the shit.
Wait, did she admit it before, or she admitted on her deathbed?
I think she might have did it on her deathbed
Yeah,
so
I
she
think
can rinse it.
Yeah, I think she admitted it on her
Roll
deathbed.
her ass
Nah,
on
man.
into the courtroom.
No,
Take it straight to jail. Don't even
guilty.
don't even go.
No
Just
trial.
drive past the courthouse, wave at the courthouse, go straight to jail, straight to central
Go
booking.
straight to hell.
Oh,
Alright,
on
I'm
God.
sorry. But yeah,
That's where she went. No, yeah, it's fine. It's okay.
Mm-hmm.
Might get demonetized for that. Man, but and speaking of jail, like we seen this recent video of Ryan Coogler being confronted by police officers with the idea that he was a bank robber. Can you imagine the nigga who made Black Panther robbing a bank?
Jesus,
Nigga, what?
are you saying?
What?
Right.
I might use the Russell Westbrook meme about 3 times in this segment.
Cause
Fucking wild. Fucking wild. Now
just let it out one more time.
when I read the story,
Alright.
that was my reaction. I was like, what the fuck? Like, how could you ever?
Alright.
How could you ever mistake this man for doing that?
Yeah, that's
And then on top of it, I
getting
I
mad.
read like it was a black.
I'm
Don't
getting
tell it was
mad.
a black woman.
I'm getting mad.
no
Like,
for real.
and I
Like,
was like, wait, this is really not making no
Talk-
sense.
she didn't
And
look at his
then-
ID.
And then,
The
and
more
then
the
you
story
told-
goes.
yeah, like he gave you his ID. You seen Ryan Coogler.
Literally.
You had to open the account. You seen that.
you knew.
And then you went and told your manager, hey, Ryan Coogler is at my fucking.
The person who actually has an account here
You feel me?
with
All
this
these
many
things.
zeros and commas. Yeah, that
Ryan
guy.
Coogler take your money out of the Wells
Mind
Fargo.
you, his actions was a little sketch. You know, there was a little sketch.
I don't see them
But
as
anybody
sketch.
white would have been given the benefit of the doubt.
Right.
Yeah. I personally don't view that sketch.
They weren't sketching.
Black skin makes it automatically threatening.
I'm trying to rob you.
It's black skin. That's it.
Even
he didn't even say a word.
Even the manager wasn't like really concerned at that point. Like when she told the story, he was like, "Well, okay, we'll just fucking help him. Like, do what he asked you to do. I'm confused." Like,
man.
And then you go and call the police on this man.
And police come in guns blazing.
Guns drawn.
So
hand on Glocks.
So the manager called the police, right?
No, the teller called the police.
So what was her purpose of going to her manager or supervisor or whoever if you was just going to go ahead and call the police anyway?
She said she still felt unsafe and she didn't feel good about the transaction. So
Ma'am.
she followed protocol to notify the authorities.
That's not the...
You know what's interesting about her? They always mention that not only is she black, but I'm dead. They not only try to mention that she was black, but she was pregnant. They tried to throw both of those in there as if they were relevant. I think that's not really the point here.
Yeah.
No, like you can't make her hormonal. You can't make her like afraid because she's a woman.
Right.
It's because she's black, you know. And that's the thing. Like, to be fair, you probably could be a little afraid if you know some of y'all coons demonetized. Stop doing it. But yeah, no, for sure. I think it's just the black skin being threatening because you know. Any white skin would have been fine. It'd have been okay. You'd have been like, oh well, maybe he just wants to be discreet. Like he wrote on the note, you know, like he didn't in any way say, "Bitch, I kill you if you don't put the money in this motherfucking sack with 3 grammatical errors."
Right.
Like,
and he clearly had that amount in his account.
All you had to do was look.
Why didn't you look at his ID and match it to the account he was trying? Like, why didn't you look at any of his information?
Why didn't you do your job?
The raw body cam video of the police officers who grabbed Ryan Coogler. Ryan Coogler saying he put his PIN number in. Like, he showed the ID and because that's what you got to do when you go into a bank. Right. So you give them the thing, they tell you to put your PIN in. You between like a barrier. It's like a barrier. So you on one side and they on the other side. Put your PIN in, sir. Put your PIN in. It opens the account. If he did that, why at any point beyond this were you afraid?
Right.
Why is he trying to rob the bank in your mind? Please explain yourself.
Yo.
I know you're going to be on some interviews or something. People going to be trying to talk to you.
And this is the cause.
I'm going to watch it because I need to know.
And this is the cause. Like, this man could have lost his life, bro.
Really?
Like, what if Chadwick died and we lost Ryan Coogler right after that? Do you know what would have happened? Like, do you know that, like, the shit wouldn't have been fine. Like, shit would have been fucked up.
Shock. Everybody's
like,
just in shock. People
like, you know what I'm saying? Like, yo, like, that would have been insane because of your small mind. You know, like, you can't even decipher between, like, a threat level or non-threat level. All you see is black skin. And that's crazy because it came from a black woman. Yep. You know?
If her being a woman and pregnant had anything to do with it, she shouldn't have been there. She should have been at home resting or something then.
Like, yo.
I don't see where, like...
No matter if you drive a Benz, you're still a nigga in the coupe.
Exactly.
Listen.
And you got to get to the root of it. And just like Lupe was saying, it really didn't have anything to do with... I mean, it probably had a little bit to do with it. But when you look at the root of the issue, like, why was his presence there and his actions ultimately seen as being aggressive or being criminal?
It's $12,000, G.
It's 12 racks, bro.
He didn't ask you for all the money in your drawer. He asked you to withdraw money from his account, from which he verified he was the correct owner of said account.
Black Youngster went through something similar. Like, he went through something that was of a similar situation where he was taking out money from the bank. He was about to go buy a car, and niggas just got arrested. Like, fucking police outside, guns drawn. Like, fucking arrested this nigga and took he took out $200,000. He was buying a new, I can't remember whatever foreign car he was fucking buying. He's like, wow. He was like, yeah, I was about to go buy that new one. Like, he's on the fucking Fox 45 shit on the end. Like, yeah, like, they just arrested me. They took $100,000 of my shit, and I only got $100,000 now. So they gotta clear it or whatever. And then in 3 days, I get my $100,000 back. I'm like, bro, if that's not mafia shit.
Right.
That's my money.
Yeah, don't touch my money. You're not getting it. No, you're not.
And if you look at the tape, the receipt, the teller, everything in this situation told you that I did exactly what everybody else just did before I walked in here. And all of them were able to walk away. Now, unless you're doing a 50% tax on everybody that walked in and out this motherfucker, then I don't need you to take my goddamn money. I got $100,000. I'm about to get my car.
That got to be unconstitutional somewhere. I wouldn't have took that as an answer.
Yeah, exactly.
You're not touching my money.
Yeah. Not taking my money.
On God.
Absolutely not.
On God.
Did you work for this money?
I'm about to sue y'all, actually, because interest.
I'm suing.
On God,
$100,000
it's miraculous that a black youngster was able to, just just take the money. I mean, well, I'm sure you don't want no conflict with the police, but like me knowing black youngster, this nigga slap shit out of you. And call you a bitch like 4 or 5 times. Like, if I know that's him, I'm like, damn, I know he gonna slap shit. At least one of them. One of them got 100,000, 20,000 per finger. Like, no, for sure. That is, I know his character is slightly a bit disrespectful. So I mean, but shout out to him for keeping his composure, because that's what you need to do. Just like Ryan Coogler did in that moment. Like, he was super articulate, talked about like everything exactly how it went, and told you that you are fucked up. Yep. All of you need to give me your names, because you're gonna be seeing me in a couple weeks, and a lot. So get ready, get your lawyers. Yeah, no, it's I'm assuming anybody in that moment would have been disrespectful. Disrespectful as motherfucking Mace was to Diddy this weekend. Boy, because Mace was super disrespectful. He found the Lord for sure.
He was living a righteous life.
Just like Andrew Caldwell, he was delivered.
I am delivered. He was, man. But nah, he got all the smoke for Diddy.
Yeah, no, it's crazy. That diss song is, whoo.
Honestly, I ain't heard it yet, but he been apparently he dropped another diss song too after the Diddy diss song, so he just coming.
Yeah, it's all disses. He owes him money. Diddy owes him money, like in a real way.
Yeah, we talked about that right before.
Yeah,
season 1.
Yeah. Shout out to that episode. If you're a real one, go in the comments and tell us what episode that was.
But Diddy also been in the news lately for apparently he's trying to come back with a new Making the Band. It was supposed to drop in 2021.
Day 27.
Day 27. It was supposed to drop in 2021, but apparently due to COVID it didn't drop or whatever. But in light of all that coming out, Baps, who was on Making the Band 2, I believe, and then Willie from Day 26 came out, saying that, that basically Diddy was never really invested in their careers as musicians. Yeah. All he wanted to do was, make a
good TV show
and put them through a whole bunch of bullshit, and then just keep stringing them along, and they were never going to do anything as artists. So like a lot of people that was on Making the Band started like kind of hopping on that, like, that was my experience too. And it just wouldn't turn into like this whole like Twitter media
bashing
frenzy.
campaign.
Yeah. And they was like posting memes and posting pictures of how he was literally having these men do singing battles in the middle of the motherfucking living room, line up and sing
white
for your
beaters
spot.
on and
you gotta sing for your spot. Like what?
Oh,
okay, Tyra.
I'm going home.
I'm already Tyra. Dang.
Fuck that. And honestly, when we were watching it, it was
entertaining.
It was
entertaining as fuck. Yeah.
But think of that now, like when we were 23, 24, you feel me, year old.
Yeah.
I would have never done that.
I would have never done that. But you can tell they was hungry because they was willing to do this super embarrassing shit on national TV just to fucking make it.
People still doing embarrassing shit on TV for money and they're not making it aware.
It's so fucked
That's
up.
the same thing with Jocelyn Cabaret, but that's another story. But why do these people be treating these people wrong and thinking they never gonna say nothing to nobody about it?
Oh, they gonna say something. They gonna write a book.
It just takes one person to be like, yeah, this happened, and then it just like you said, everybody start chiming in, and then now you ain't got no show. And
so is this like now an undeniable truth now that Diddy just fucks over all of his artists?
That's pretty much. That's like how the common story goes.
Yeah. Seeming like it.
Yeah. Even the ones that he makes.
Yeah. Doesn't really.
It's wild.
Yeah. Is Diddy a parasite?
Diddy, do you have no shame, bruh?
Bruh, at this point. And then you want to do it again. like after all that shit and all that, you want to do it again.
Suge Knight was right. All right. On that note, we're going to sign out. Make sure you check out our next episode for our album reviews. We're going to be doing Ghetto Gods by EARTHGANG. And we're going to be doing some more creative content coming up. So look out for these new albums. Look out for these new things we're going to be announcing. And we're going to be keeping it locked right here on the Vibe Perspective Podcast, episode 16. I go by the name of Mike on the Mic.
And it is your girl, Sacoya.
And I'm that guy, Monte.
And we out of here. Peace.